Every time I try to watch a movie or a TV show, I try to watch it, just and take it for whatever it is and say, oh, that was good, or oh, I didn't like it. But something in me is always saying, it's deeper than that. It's deeper than that. Go deeper. So I'm sitting here watching Artificial Intelligence. It was a really, really good movie. It's about 2 hours long. And in the movie, it's this boy who's a robot. And he wants to be, well, first of all, if you haven't seen it, you might want to pause this, go watch the movie and come back because I'm about to spoil it. So, in the movie, he wants to be a real boy because he wants to be loved by his mother. He wants, to be loved. He wants her to love him like she loves her real son because he wants to be chosen. He wants to feel it. He just wants to feel like he belongs. And because he wasn't a real boy and she didn't physically carry him and give birth to him, she didn't love him the same. So she eventually threw him away because it wasn't who she really loved. So he went on a journey to try to find this supernatural fairy being that was going to make him into a real boy. So the woman really loved him like he wanted to, loved him like she loved the other boy. And so he felt like if I could just be like the other boy, she would love me the same. She would be able to keep me around. She would appreciate me. She would value me. And so he goes on this journey, finds out that he was the first of his, he wasn't one of a kind, but he was the first of his kind. He still is like, no, that he still had a belief. He still was like, there's a fairy. There's somebody who can make me into a real boy, and so my mother will love me like she loves her other child. And so on this journey, he ends up frozen under the water. And while he's under there, he dies, frozen, and time goes on. So when this being comes and unfreezes him, and he thinks that it's this fairy that he sees, under the water with him. But as soon as he touches the fairy, it breaks, it shatters, because it's a statue. It's made of stone. And so him touching it shattered it. And, he was kind of disappointed, like, hold on, here I am back alive. Why is it that, the thing outside of me that I was seeking for to help make me to be so that I can fit in, it completely shatters. And so this supernatural being touched his head and pulled out all of his memories. And so he's telling them, like, hey, like, I'm at home. I feel like I'm at home. I feel like I belong here. But, I don't see the people that I love, the person that I love around me. Like, what's going on? So they're like, the supernatural being is like, well, it's been 2,000 years. Who you love, who you're trying to fit in to be like, we can't resurrect. So we're able to resurrect you. But humans, when we try to resurrect humans, they're only resurrected for 24 hours. So you're very unique. You were made very particular in a unique way. And how you were created, where you can be resurrected. But what you love and what you're trying to fit into, the environment that you're trying to fit into, because of how they were made, they only last 24 hours. So he's disappointed, right? And he was like, the supernatural being is like, I can give you it. We want you to be happy. So we're trying to give you happiness. But what you're seeking, what you want, is only going to give you temporary forms of happiness, because it's not created to be like you. You're created and you're made different. So the makeup of that is only going to last us 24 hours. So he was like, well, just give me the 24 hours then. And so, he had 24 hours of that happiness and feeling that love from the person he wanted to be like. He wanted to be human so that he could feel, his mother's love. And so that was just like, yo, bruh, how we try to fit into environments that we are not created for, one. And how, God can come and resurrect us from somewhere, but we try to hold on to what's not like us, trying to pull it or trying to stay with it when we weren't created for that, and even getting that love, getting that feeling that we want from trying to fit into that environment is only going to be temporary, because that person can only sustain in the environment that I was created for temporarily. Right? So the environment that you were created for, when you're being pulled from somewhere because you're being resurrected, what you love and desire and you want so bad to be like, to fit in, it's not able to sustain in your environment. It can only last temporarily because of its makeup. It can only sustain temporarily because of how it was created, how that person or that thing was created. So knowing when to let go, because, like embracing your uniqueness, embracing being different, in your resurrection. And, just like really sitting still with the whole idea of everything doesn't have to go. There was still a profound love he felt, and he really wanted to fit in that environment, but it wasn't. All along he was trying to fit into an environment, to fit in with a group of people or with somebody that he loved, when how he was created makes him sustain for centuries, for longer periods of time. So it was 2,000 years later, and he was able to be resurrected. And the supernatural beings, what was supernatural was just like, you're so unique. We can pull from your memories and everything that you experienced or felt. We can we can absorb that. We can study that. We can't do that with the human or what you wanted to fit in with, because they're not made for us or created in a way. Their makeup isn't set up where we can even do the study long enough. So just embrace who you are. I know that it gets hard when we love people and we want to, keep them around or to be around. We want to stay around. And, there's a season for everything. And, all along he wanted to be loved by her. He wanted to, fit in because, she had another son, a real son who was a son who was more like her. I'm not going to say real, a son that was more like her. So he wanted to, as a child, fit in because he wanted to experience that same love she was giving him. And it was just like, well, it's okay that you're different, because your difference is going to, is what sets you apart and puts you in a situation that is supernatural in its own. I hope y'all was able to get that, and it really resonated, and y'all felt that from the pit of your stomach, because I felt it in the pit of mine. Like, yo, no, just know when to let go and evolve and transform into a different environment. Love and separation hurts, especially if it's a parent, especially if it's a parent. You want to, because I know that everybody doesn't have parents who were loving and nurturing and caring, or you may have had other siblings who those parents took more of put them more on a pedestal, so they give them more acknowledgement or something. And so you would feel like, okay, like, why am I not good enough? What do I have to do? How can I be more like the child that they love? And, so that they can love me back. And, God, this being, this supernatural is like, but I created you different. And it's okay that, like they can't sustain where I'm trying to take you, where you're going to be able to go. Of course it hurts because, that's a parent, and this can be applied to relationships and friendships as well. It doesn't have to be a parental circumstance, but the movie was he was seeking to be around his mother and to have his mother's love. So I just wanted to share that with you all. I hope you have a blessed day, and I love you all in real life.